By the way, you might see a message on your screen that says this is being live streamed. I simply put it on YouTube so that other friends can join and also so that they can watch it after the fact. Because a lot of people need yoga, especially the kind that isn't necessarily circus performers and gymnasts. And your images and names are completely anonymous. So all the more reason to relax even more. Nice deep breath together. Good, and release your body weight down into the floor. You don't have to hold yourself up. If you're just getting on board, you can see Looney Bin behind me. He's a crazy, wonderful cat. He loves Saturday yoga. He's the reason why many millions are tuning in to the live stream on YouTube. Yoga with cats, an idea whose time has come. Anyway, we're just getting started. We're starting with Shavasana, a few minutes on the back. God is with me. God is always with me. And if you can, just begin to maybe watch a couple of breaths in a row. Simple breath work to get inside of our body. Maybe let your eyes roll back a little bit. Up, here he is. Yoga cat. When you hold a cat, you can feel how much they'll relax, even while they're trying to take your face off. So maybe we can start breathing more down toward our belly button, some diaphragmatic breathing that will stimulate our parasympathetic nervous system. Good. Now, here's a Saturday ritual now that we're breathing deeper into our body. Let's spend about a minute just breathing what we feel and feeling what we breathe, catching up with ourselves. Our emotional life is so intimately connected to our breathing. So, some conscious breath, not trying to change or wrestle or resist. That almost always helps to deepen our breath a little bit, just make it a little bit more in and a little bit more out. This also helps us to get into this very moment, not wandering into the imaginary future or rummaging around in the past. All right, now feeling all of that, just take the biggest inhale you can, just a whopping big inhale, and relax with a nice deep exhalation, pulling the plug, emptying out. It's good to empty out from time to time. And then we can recognize that we are calm and peaceful souls, or certainly becoming more so all the time. Good. Now, little movements of your fingers and toes circulate some fresh new life through yourself. Good. And then arms up to the ceiling, lace your hands, turn your palms up, and then extend up over your head and writhe around for a few moments. Get that stretchy first thing in the morning euphoric feeling. It's really good for you. It's nature's way of tricking us into stretching once a day. Good. Then draw your knees in for a moment and roll around on your back. Good way to get some movement started. Good. All right, let's roll up together. Now, I have preemptively stood up because we typically start Saturday yoga on our feet. This is where the elite meet to start to do yoga on their cute little feet. I hope you're feeling absolutely fabulous out there and that life is the great adventure that it's meant to be. So we start with these ridiculously simple things, but they're ritual movements, and this is just to find some side to side, close our eyes, feel our feet, get down from our head down into the wisdom of our body. There's more neuronal tissue in our belly than there is in our brain. Did you know that? I didn't know that until I learned it. 3, 2, 1. What a great turnout today. It's really good to see you guys. Arms out. Now your right leg is going to kick to the left, and then etc. We're just kicking it, just rhythmic movements designed to get our bodies moving, not overly complicated, but still really good for us. Even something as simple as this builds a little timing, rhythm, and balance, and loosens up our shoulders. 3, 2, 1. Okay, now with a good wide stance and a relaxed countenance, we're just going to grip our feet, close our eyes, start to swing our arms. Easy does it. Now, if you like this and you build momentum and you start to, how shall we say, slap yourself silly, feel free. Eyes closed, swinging easy like a 4-year-old without a care in the world. This very moment is the one to live in. 2, 1. Now, speaking of absurd childlike movements, our feet are now hip distance apart. We drop and we roll up. I call it amber waves of grain. We compress down a little bit and we spring up in a sequence. Nice and relaxed, arms hanging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. By the way, these movements in sequence have a synergistic effect. The whole is greater than the sum of the parts. And our feet press down and our palms press up. And then can we trust enough to close our eyes and firm into the center of our being? Soft, but firm at the same time. The best aspect of a tree. Uh-oh, my cat likes to climb trees, so I shouldn't have said that. Good, and relax your arms down. Good, now speaking of our roots, left foot forward, turn onto your right toenails. 1, 2, 3. This is an awkward one if you haven't been doing it, but it's good. It begins to break up the congestion that builds up in our feet, ankles, shins. Good, other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we drop some weight into our ankles. And cleverly, this involves the dorsiflexion of our left ankle and the plantar flexion of our right ankle. Now, you could close your eyes and that would put a little more demand on your balancing system. Good. Come up and out. Open your eyes. I forget to say that sometimes. Right foot forward onto your left toenails, and as liquid and as fluid and as swishy with your ankle. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And sink in. It's good to sink our roots into the world, even though we have our heads in the clouds, don't we? Good. Come up and out. Excellent. Feel how it's all starting to work together. Now, up here, drop your chin and just revolve your head around at your capacity for 8 times. 3, relax your shoulders. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8. Now the deliciousness of just letting your head hang down for 10 full seconds, eyes closed, aiming our attention inward. Nowhere to go, no place better. This is it. Now is the appointed time. Now is the moment of salvation, so to speak. Good, open your eyes and then arms up. And we're going to do 4 poofs. What's a poof? Hands behind your back. They slide up behind your neck. And saying poof is optional. I personally wouldn't miss it. Because then you have poof. What's the big deal on this movement? Well, doesn't it just make sense to move our arms in a big, wide, angelic range of motion? Sure it does. Poof, and then it cleverly ultimates in your hands lacing behind your back, and then your heels are in and your toes are out. You kind of get this feeling. My cat's eyeballing me, could jump on me at any second. And kangaroo pose. Come on down, head and butt on the floor at the same time. That's quite a ideal, isn't it? Inhale, look forward. That'll drop your rear end a little more. And then exhale, head and butt down, arms all the way over till they hit the floor. I was watching a gal at the gym, one of the young ones, and she was kind of doing a variation of this, but arms came all the way over, head and hips down. And I was like, yeah, it's 20 once. Come on up, you guys. And it wasn't that long ago. Inhale, Time is relative. Now, toes in, heels out. Push the earth up, down, and the sky up, because this sky is the limit. And we'll do a second side bend over to the left. Maybe turn your chest up, grip your feet. Inhale. Follow your brilliant body's intuition. And up you go. And release. Okay, we can have regular normal stance. Happenstance. Shoulders. 1. If you just did this remarkable joint juice sequence once a day, then chronology would stop. We would cease to age. We'd start to get younger. So you don't want to overdo it. You don't want to go backwards. 7, 8, other way. 1, 2. Would you still like to be 12 years old and be in junior high school? Of course not. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Oh, it feels good. Okay. All the veterans know this one. Lace your hands in front of your face and go like this. If you're watching on YouTube, you're one of the millions of new subscribers who love to watch. In technical terms, you go like this, and then the other way. They kind of rotate around, helps to relieve stickiness, congestion, itis and isms in your hands and wrists. What's not to like? Shake out cares and worries. After a while, your hands really start to loosen up and they can do what they're designed to do. And then say hello to your extraordinarily, amazingly bright future. You can go super fast on Saturday. There's no speed limit on Saturday. Sunday, on the other hand, good. Then cup your hands at your heart and just for a moment with your eyes closed, feel holy, sacred, and reverent, calm and peaceful. And the yoga word is samtosha, content. I'm content with the current content of my life. Good. Relax your arms down. Inhale up. We're moving along, kids. Exhale out. Now hands on your hips with attitude. Good. And back again, toes in, heels out. And without moving your head, extra move your hips. Or you're watching me go through my gyrations, and I'm watching my cat. I've got 3 cat trees in the living room. And he is just going to town on this one over here on my right side. 7, 8, other way. 1, hey, 2, 3, 4, 5. These cat trees were sold as being indestructible. Not quite. 7. And 8. Doesn't that feel good? All right, inhale up, kids. Now it's our first easy forward fold. I like blocks and my feet hip distance apart. Drop your head down. Now for 10, 20 seconds, just wag your shag, pull the pin out of your hair, oscillate your buns a little bit, maybe pedal your heels. But above all, there's a little cap on the crown of our head. It's called your clown chakra. Just pull that open and let cares and worries, thoughts and impressions, let them go. Let's make room for a brand new, fresh reality. Good, now let's try the trick of lifting our heels and bending our knees and looking forward. And then we'll exhale, deepen a bit. 1, 2, 3. Good. First forward fold accomplished. Let's come up through the ranks together. Inhale. And exhale out. We continue, feet together. And you guys know these, unless you don't. Knee loops, 1, 2. Now my knee loops, I would say, are very ubiquitous, prosaic, and just regular. Some people go super deep and almost scrape their hips on the floor with their heels down. But It doesn't matter what other people do. It matters what you do. Run your own race. 6, 7, 8. Come up, yos. Inhale. And exhale out. Now our hands come down. They lace down here south of the border, down Guadalajara way. And we lift. Turn our hands over at our throat chakra. And then we're going for a new view, a little more elevated. So how do you get higher consciousness? That's a good question. One way to get it literally is to stand on your tippy toes. My consciousness is 4 or 5 inches higher now. That's a cheap trick, isn't it? And we go 20, 19, 18, 17, building very strong, resilient, springy ankles that help us stay bouncy and perky in life. 3, 2, 1. One sign of avoiding the effects of aging is the ability to stand on your tippy toes, to go up and down on them, to stay bouncy, springy, resilient. So that's why we do it. Way up. Good. Now keep your paws way up. Drop your heels way down. Third side bend. Maybe turn your chest up and look out for those feet spinning on the floor. Grip them. Inhale up. Exhale to the right. Looks like the drapes are going to come down over here with the cat. Good, kids. Inhale. And release out. Okay. Inhale. Exhale out. Now as you come down, left arm in front of your right, palms turn in, clapping to release shoulders, wrists, and hands, and to acknowledge ourselves. We pull hands up to here. The fingers must go forward. This enables us to wear party hats, and then tippy party hats, and then extendo tippy party hats. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Stay up on 1. And close your eyes and balance on your tippy toes. That's a bit of a demand, isn't it? Yoga, yoga stretches us. Who thought? Who knew? Open your eyes, drop your heels. Palm trees left. Every side bend might get a little more feely than the previous one. Up you go. To the right. Tap it into our body's natural wisdom and intelligence. Arms up, arms straight forward, and then sit at a piano. In other words, try to bring your buns down to the height of the piano seat. I can't unless I lift my heels, but no heel lifting. And now arms straight up and down. Pull your shoulder blades down your back, knees out over your toes. Breathe. Good. Now, please bring your arms down, flip some over, drop your head, forward fold. Uttanasana, the yogis call it. Lift your heels, bend your knees, look forward. That's when it gets soft and easy. Exhale to challenging and work it as you go down. No breathing. Get the air out and go deep. 3, 2, drop your head. 1. Arise, yogis. Oh, I love that. When you add breath work to stretching, it really markedly improves the progress. Arms out, right arm in front, palms in. Clap for yourself, you beautiful souls, you expanding tribe of amazing yogis, spreading peace and love everywhere you go. Because what's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? Hands up, fingers forward, hats for parties. Stand up on your tippy toes. Good old Elvis Costello. Stretch up. And close your eyes, balance on your tippy toes. Open your eyes. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Drop your heels, side bend to the right. I believe the key is deep roots, like a palm tree in a hurricane. Palm trees love hurricanes. They consider them to be a nice little blow. Inhale up and this way. It's also scientifically proven that hurricanes strengthen palm trees. It helps them drive their roots in deeper. So it's the same with us, the hurricanes we go through. Inhale up Arms forward. Good. Have you ever been through a personal hurricane? Of course you have. Now arms straight up and down. This pose has a cool name, Utkatasana. Intense pose, fiery pose, zigzag pose, kick your behind pose. Drop your arms, flips them over, drop your head off, bonk, it falls on the floor. Lift your heels, bend your knees, soft squishy part, happy. Exhale, maybe grab your ankles and go into a reasonably deep forward fold on empty, not breathing, buns up, 1, 2, 3. Good, now we'll come up and we'll chant Om for the first time today to get our voices resonant and in harmony. You guys sound great today. And just a moment of prayer hands, eyes closed. Yogis can go from 60 to 0 faster than a Tesla. Note I said 60 to 0, not the other way. Good, now we're going to do Parivrita Utkatasana. I'll tell you. Inhale. Just take prayer hands down, turn them strongly down into the right. Hook your left elbow outside your right knee. And this is quite a variable, but go as deep into this one as you can with your heels down. Super bendy bears can put their left hand flat on the floor, and then their right arm can go up around behind their back. I'm not one of those peeps. I just try to go as low as I can, heels down, weight even over my feet, long back, chin relaxed, empty mind. And now here's an interesting instruction. Be enlightened. Good, now relax your paws down. Come up. Good stuff. Inhale. And exhale, cool things off. Side B begins with paws coming up thus, and then hands pulling down through prayer and then down into the left, right elbow as much outside your knee as you can. If you can't get your right elbow outside your left knee, just try to set your elbows on your knee, that's fine. Now for me to scrunch more, I like to shove my knees to the right, hook my elbow outside my knee, then I squat as low as I can with my heels down, and I never don't feel this one. In other words, I do these movements because I can always find the edge, and then I know I'm doing the possible. And if I do the possible, God, love, source, yoga will do the impossible for me. But if I don't do the possible, how can the universe help? 3, 2, 1. Come up, yos. Good, decompress. Inhale. And then we'll balance it out with another Uttanasana. Come straight down, straight forward, drop your head, empty out. Now softly lift heels, bend knees, look forward, longer spine. Exhale in deep Uttanasana, no breathing, get it all out. And we'll go deep, 1, 2, 3. Okay, come on up. Good progress. It's going to be a hot one. I don't want to beat you up too much today, but I do, some. Arms out. Good, and then scary crows. I guess a windmill could do this, couldn't it? A windmill could do this, circulate the air around your room. Note the internal and external rotation. Certainly note that. Now my cat is completely asleep, just from insanity to serenity in no time flat. That's a good skill. Okay, one up your back, just loosen the shoulders a little more. Good, and the interesting challenge of praying behind your back, and if that's not in your toolkit yet, it's okay. Just grab your wrists or your elbows. Yeah, I always feel this. Rotate your shoulders around. This breaks up the congestion of neck, back, and shoulder tension, not just physically, but the psychic and emotional gunk that builds up, other way. Yoga works on a continuum, doesn't it? We might work physically, we might work emotionally, we might work mentally. It's all grist for the mill, is it not? Turn your face to the right, tilt over. Very sharp side bend here. Inhale up, face goes left, and side bend. Thinking can pretty much slow down. You can just get on this ride and lift up the oars and follow along. Inhale up. I'm following along. A long list of yogis who've come before me. And exhale forward into a forward fold. Ah, man, forward fold, hands in prayer. Hard to get your face to your shins with your legs perfectly straight. Bend your knees a little, look forward, soften the stuff. Exhale, buns pull up, head all the way down. 1, 2, 3. Come on up. Good, and now a good old-fashioned back bend, AKA spinal extension. Note the cat on my t-shirt stretching up, head releases back. And gymnasts, circus performers, they can bring their head all the way down to the floor. I wouldn't suggest it. Eyes open, legs firm, tailbone tucks under. You can hear my throat stretching. Inhale up, beautiful yogis. And now a fun little sequence that I like to call better than Bikram. Arrogant, but true. Inhale up. Just because it's arrogant doesn't mean it's not true. Palms open, big hugs to my best friends. Pull back, right arm under. Fold up your arms if they do, grab shoulders otherwise. And then smoothly bring your right knee up over your left. Now it's fully optional to keep your right toes on the floor over on the left-hand side as a little training wheel. And after time, if you're feeling it, you just lift your right foot, super bendy bears, put the ankle behind the other one. And then the word is scrunch and squish and sink, but push your elbows out and away and have tall spine. That's a lot to ask. I don't ask much, just everything. Good, now arms out. Now this left hand cleverly grabs your right foot behind your behind, and your right hand comes to the floor. And then the sine qua non, the linchpin, we inhale, bring our right knee as close to the floor as we can without lifting the left heel. In other words, squish a lot. On exhale, rotate your right knee all the way up to the ceiling, straighten your left leg, and bring your head down for a standing split with your right knee pointed to the ceiling. That's all. That's all, folks. Now, take your right arm out to the side for flamingos. Go like a flamingo. Okay, now half moons. Release your right foot back, head forward, sweep your left arm up to the ceiling. I've been watching the phase of the moon. We're almost to half moon. Head forward, right heel lifts. This is the one where you break out of confinement. You've been in a spider web your whole life and you realize I can stretch and expand and get bigger than it. Left hand down. And now we do the same thing on the right side, rotating our right hip, right chest, right arm up. And then there's this feeling that we're wearing a body glove and we're going to expand it out in all the points of the compass as big as you can. That's a good challenge, isn't it? Good, right hand down. Now for cleverness and coordination, we re-grab our right foot with our left hand and we stand up, continuing with that. And then we bring our knee out in front and we do famous albatross pose to show that we are calm and peaceful birds. And then the right ankle is in front now. And then mercifully, you bring your hands down to the blocks of the floor. And now your geometry's most stable shape, a triangle, 2 hands and a foot. This should allow you to squat extra deep into your left ankle, keeping your left heel down, chest up, and feeling a wicked, most wonderful stretch of your left Achilles tendon and lower calf. Like you didn't know that already. And then the fun part, we pray together while we're down here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then with the hands on the blocks, we super bend left knee on an inhale. On exhale, we fully straighten left leg and dive our head down to our left shin, putting our right big toe in our left ear. 1, 2, 3. Good. Repray with your hands and come up smoothly and elegantly, or something differently, into tree pose. And then we'll put our feet down. We'll inhale for some breath. That made sense. We'll exhale to a cooling off forward fold. Come on down. Let your head fall off. Pull the pin out of your hair. Lift heels, bend knees, look forward. Exhale and deepen. 1. You're kind of on the honor system to go deeper. 2, 3. Come on up, kids. You go. Oh, that's a good sequence. Exhale out. So let's do it on the other side. Sleepy cat, sleepy cat. Inhale. And arms out as wide as you can. Palms open to hug the world. Pull arms back gently. Sweep left arm under. Fold them up into eagle arms if you can. And take left knee up over your right knee. What a great pose. This is my favorite balance pose because it builds balance. And it squeezes and squishes, and it creates tapas or heat in the body, which burns off impurities. You might say, I've got no impurities, to which I would say, wow. Now lift your left toes if you want, elbows out, wrists away. Good pose for concentration, focus. Good, now release your arms out. And now our right hand will cleverly grab our left foot behind our behind, leaving a free hand down to the floor, the left one. And then the real work of this pose is to bend right ankle, right knee, and try to get your left knee on the floor. I know a few people can do it, but maybe 99% of people can't. So try. Down, down, down. Inhale, look forward. Hello. Hi. Exhale, left knee to ceiling, right leg straightens, head down, standing split, aka Urdhva Prasarita Ekapadasana. Sounds like a cat having a hairball. Good, now really turn your left knee up to the ceiling. Actually really feel it, really feel it. Good, now bend your right ankle, right knee a little. Take your left arm out to the side for Flamingo pose, the Flamingo go pose, where Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin and Sammy Davis Jr. used to like to hang out in Las Vegas in those rip-roaring 60s, the Flamingo. Left hand down, left leg releases back, right arm out to the side, right arm spins to the ceiling. And we're going to break the bonds of conventional living by pushing out to the boundary of our life. Of course, we like safety and to live in the closed off, walled off neighborhood of the familiar. But sooner or later, you gotta push out, head forward, legs up, arms out, right paw down. And now we look at the other side of life, like Judy Collins, both sides now, left arm up, expand. You're wearing a body glove, make it as big as you can, especially left heel lifting, toes and fingers open. Good, bring the left hand down, please. For cleverness and coordination, aplomb and dignity, re-grab your left foot with your right hand and stand up. And bring your left knee out in front. And this is where we prove that we're calm, peaceful birds. Now, left ankle over the top of your right knee, and mercifully 2 hands to stabilize the situation. Now, take advantage of the 2 hands and the right foot to sink and squat as low as you can, the one contingency being keeping your right heel down. Besides that, go as low as you can. Good, and then the part with the balance, hands in prayer. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Hands on the blocks. Inhale, bend your right ankle, right knee so much, stretching your right Achilles tendon, right calf. Exhale to Urdhva Prasarita Ekapadasana. Standing split. Come all the way down. 1. Feel it. Butt pulls up. 2. Get in there. 3. Good. Repray with your pause. Come up with fun. Foot down, and then we'll chant an Om because we're kind of breathless, and this will build our breath capacity and our strength and determination. Okay, standing sequence concluded, and it concludes with about a 30-second standing, quiet, prayerful, eyes closed, chin dropped meditation. Now, the power of group prayer and group intention affirmation is infinitely strong. So we might say out loud, we are calm and peaceful souls, and thus we will be. Okay, good. Timing is, yep, it's right now. So this is where the elite meet to get down on the floor, and this is called core, floor, and more part. I think one aspect of the yoga that I find most intelligent that I like to teach is to do stuff, but not to overdo stuff. In some of the modern yoga, there are these vinyasas or flow sequences that just keep going until you're in the emergency room. And I just don't know. I guess if you can do it, more power to you. I'm not here to judge people except for when it's expedient and convenient. Close your eyes. It's interesting to just be for a moment, isn't it? Shouldn't I be doing something? Don't just do something. Sit there. Okay, big Saturday yoga sequence, part 2, and it will begin with something so simple, just a cross-legged forward fold, huge variable amongst humans. Some people just clamshell all the way down, they never couldn't, and some people just hate it, and it feels like they're wearing clothing that's 18 sizes too small, but wherever you feel, just feel the edge of it. Feel the differential between where you can go and where you can't go yet. And if you dance on that adventuresome part of life, the certainty is that things will evolve and grow and change. Now from fingertips, long spine, inhale, look forward. And exhale, and maybe there's a little more room. I'm feeling kind of hot and bendy today, so I think I'll put my prayer mitts at my hands and rub my third eye open for a sec. Good, we'll hold still for 3 seconds. Kind of prayerful, isn't it? Do we have a prayer? Yes, we do. Come up, kitty cats. Beauteous Maximus. Palms out, palms up to receive alms. Pull palms in, sets them back here. And then the famous champagne bottoms and caviar rears. Lifestyles of the rich and flexible as you lift super up on your yacht. And come on down. While yoga is good, there's nothing better than doing yoga in the south of France on your 200-foot, $36 million yacht. Pretty soon, extend your arms out. I'm sorry, these are called your legs. Abrazos y piernas, por favor. So the piernas go up and the abrazos go forward. And if that's not right, I think you get the idea. Now I'm going to push the sky up. I'm going to push the wall in front of me forward. I'm going to push my laptop forward with my heels. And this is Dandasana, staff pose. It opens up your antenna to God. My what? Your antenna to God. We're all radio receivers. Some people get a lot of signal. Some get scarcely at all. You know people like that. Good, now pause down, feet in. And again, champagne bottoms, caviar rears. What do I mean by that? I mean, feel expansive and brilliant and beautiful and gorgeous. And who are you not to feel that way? Says Nelson Mandela in his inaugural speech in 1993. Good, come on down, yogis. All right, now this is where the elite meet to get off their feet and on their back, and their legs go up. We'll do about 30 seconds of Viparita Karani. That just means legs up, reversing circulation. Takes some kind of strength, not a lot, but if you can't do it, it's okay. Firm but soft feet. Heels extend up, toes splay open as if you're going to catch something important on your feet. A variety of things to say went through my head, and I just changed it. Good, now, of course we're going to do the splits. We're yogis, so the legs go out to the side, and your legs immediately come all the way down to the floor on both sides, and you say, what else you got? But if that's not the case, we just hold this. But you don't want to be lax or lazy. You do want to keep extension out through your heels to be reasonably firm, squeezing leg muscles into leg bones. And we'll circulate our ankles. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the core, floor, and more. Fingertips on the back of our head. And 20, 19, 18, 17. Use strong legs as a lever. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now bend these knees, elbows inside your knees. Grab your big toes if you can't. Just grab your knees. Rest your head down, and then roly-poly guacamoles. Left knee to right knee. Now, if you can't go knee to knee, you will pretty soon. On the other hand, or on the other hip, if both knees are down on both sides, you just come to class for the amusing hilarity of it all. I've always liked this one because it helps me from being a tight leap. Good. Now, we're going to do 30 seconds of child's pose. This is yin. We're kind of transitioning into yin yoga for a moment. Poses help longer. Drop your chin, relax the back of your neck. Booties drop, knees on the floor tomorrow. And as they like to say, colloquially, wait for it. It sinks in, doesn't it? It also sinks in, S-Y-N-C, sinks in. It's our flesh to agree with our muscle to agree with our tendons, our tendons to agree with our bones. You get the idea. And now we'll transfer hands to buns, and we'll roll up, and we'll stick the dismount. What does he mean by sticking the dismount? I mean, you land on your tail feathers with perfect balance, and we clap with our hands and feet. Because You know what? We should always be practicing gratitude. And push your hands and feet together. I think the practice of gratitude in and of itself would be a perfectly wonderful spiritual practice, just in and of itself. Now, can you just reach and grab these self-same big toes that were out in front of us? That's a good coordinational thing to do. I mean, any 3-year-old can do it, but can a 20-year-old do it? Can a 40-year-old do it? Can a 60-year-old do it? Can a 100-year-old do it? Good, we'll straighten out lefty so we get better reception. It's the mid-60s. You've got 3 channels on your TV set, CBS, ABC, NBC, and you can't get Huntley and Brinkley tonight. So we'll see if we can get Walter Concrete. Nope. So we'll try, who else was a news guy from the 60s? Bring it in, take it out, and then perfect reception. Good picture for your business card. Yes, we're open. And brings them in for a landing. Sets them down. Move back from your computer. Good, now open your feet up like a thrilling Harlequin romance novel. Spread them open so you can see all of the bottoms of your feet. Now the bottoms of my feet are tattooed with the various reflexology marks. Just kidding, but I have thought of doing that. I've thought of doing a lot of things. Pull your heels in a little further. Maybe waddle on top of your ischial tuberosities. And then hands on your knees, gently if this is like ick, and wagulate your knees. There's a type of massage called Traeger. Have you heard of it? And it involves some shaking, and it kind of helps to break up residual patterns of tension. Not that we have those, but we could carry the message to people who do. Now I'm going to lean way over here. I'm going to straighten my right arm. And then my knee goes all the way down, not quite. I talk a good game. Good, now we'll lean way over here. And we straighten left arm. Can you imagine not doing this? What our bodies would feel like? Good, now straighten both of them. Lean forward, drop your chin, and make ujjayi breathing, that throaty, whispery, glorious seashell sound at the back of our throats. How much seashell sound could we share at the seashore selling seashells together? Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. Good, now bring your knees in together. Pose, counter pose, right? Pull your heels into your bottom. Almost any 4-year-old can do that. Not this one. Good, and then wrap tightly around your knees. Again, some of these poses, so easy for some, challenging for others. And float your head up, relax your shoulders. Squeeze out painful patterns of perception. Up, cat thump. Good, kids. And it's the home stretch for the kids. So we'll extend our right leg out thus. One of my favorite yin sequences that's helping to make me a calm and peaceful soul more of the time, certainly not all of the time. Yet, ankle over the top of my knee, and then the right shin is to fold under. Now, if you're new and watching this, it's like, this really doesn't, short of a compound fracture, that's not going to happen. So you might just go like this for a minute or keep the leg out. Otherwise, fold it under. This is called Yogasana, and this brings us grounding, rooting, stability. It's the energy in yoga is called apana. Apana is the downward pulling energy that makes us feel grounded and rooted. Inhale up, grab your elbows. Good, now when your arms come down, just make sure that your left forearm's on top. Switch it if you need to. Sit tall, shoulders relaxed. Now these hands, rather than being stiff, frantic, paranoid lobster claws, let them relax. Close your eyes. Place the tip of the tongue on the roof of your mouth and feel the affirmation that I am a calm and peaceful soul. Good. Now, if you have yoga blocks, and you should because they're easily accessible in the world, I'm putting one there. You might need something more like that. But for me, if I were to swim toward you and grab my right wrist with my left hand behind my back, which I find calming and soothing, it's not too much for me. It's just right to bring my forehead down to the block. And then as my forehead relaxes, I can let my hips and my head sort of melt apart from one another. And when I do that well, what I notice is that I go weightless, spelled both ways. Time seems to slow down. I get off the time train, and thus we don't age as quickly. If you can escape time from time to time, you're not so constrained by time, just in time. Come on up, kids. Good. Good old yoga inhale. Lace your paws up high. Push the sky up. Now turn left, 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 left. Release your right hand to left knee. Left arm behind you. Take happy finishing twist to your left. If you're insanely flexible, snake your left arm behind your back and keep reaching until you can grab your left foot. Now that would be a stretch, wouldn't it? So do you have to do it? It's up to you. So I believe these poses are hieroglyphs of the soul. Humans have been doing it. They're archetypes, they're prayers. We can forget the absurd concerns of our mortal coil for a moment. Those are temporary. Inhale. Exhale, release. Good job. Extend left leg out. There we go. Now grab this thing. Put pointy thing just outside your left knee. Left shin is to fold in. If it does, if not, make life-saving corrections for sure. Pull back on my high, how you doings. Wiggle my spine super tall. Now grab your elbows, switch them the weird feeling way, and then brings them up and stretch your side muscles. People get really tied up here. Imagine somebody, I don't know, say older than 50 or 60 who hasn't done this since, I don't know, the 80s. It's going to be pretty jacked up in there, but we do it every single day, so we have access to this energy. Good. Now paws come down, and we do arrange the right forearm to be on top of the left. Now, rather than 737 winglets with our hands, we have droplets. Tall spine, shoulders relaxed, chin level, eyes closed, tip of the tongue on the roof of your mouth. That's all I ask. And stop thinking. Really, you can stop thinking? You sure can. I think so. Good. Now we can relax these paws, and then you're going to build an edifice, or as I like to call it, a headifice to yourself that fits you. Then we're going to swim through lime jello together, grab our left wrist with our right hand, a yoga mudra. And for me, this is just This is, I'm Goldilocks in it. It's too big for baby bear. It's too small for daddy bear. Mama bear doesn't like the aesthetics. Goldie bear, I'm sorry, Goldilocks, just right. Do you sense the weightless part, the leaving your body part? Okay, kitty cats, exhale all the air out. And kitty cats come up. Why does this guy call me a kitty cat? Because for me, it's a term of endearment. Release thy paws, lace them, and push cat paw pads up. And then turn extra super right, 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 gripping your butt on the floor. Release left hand, right knee. Right arm helps behind our back to squeeze out the old and make room for the new. You can't put new wine into old wineskins or the recovery version. You can't put new grape juice into old grape juice containers. Now, if you're hella flexible, right hand behind your back, reach and grab your right foot. Inhale here and exhale and release. Good. Now, as you feel the vibe of the class starting to kind of wind down toward this extra relaxing, beautiful Shavasana that's coming, look who's joined us again. Looney bin Laden. He likes the relaxing part of class at the end. So to me, the time seems perfect. We've done everything that we needed to do. We've done the possible. So let's let God, love, source, universe, yoga do the impossible. Please relax on your back for 5 minutes with all the blankets, pillows, bolsters, accoutrement that you like. And I will hold time in this hand and space in this hand for you whilst you relax. And I shan't bother you, not even a semi-quaver. Okay, beautiful friends, stay nice and relaxed in the pose. Let's make the transition back into our body really slow and peaceful. Enjoy the blending of soul and spirit. And then feeling this conscious contact, it's such a good time to gently wiggle your fingers and toes and circulate feelings and ideals and experiences you like the best: love, bliss, truth, beauty, joy, harmony, abundance. Circulate good feels around your body. Train our nervous system. Good. And then when you're ready at your pace, please taking your time, just curl onto your right side, nice and slow. And then Dr. Greg, honorary doctorate, prescribes that you love all over yourself. If we don't, no one else will. Okie doke. And then keeping eyes closed, as per usual, we'll sit up together and establish Om base together. And we might feel very much like that we fit better inside of our body. It's lighter, easier, less encumbered, more peaceful, more buoyant. And so we would bring our hands into our heart, and we could drop our chin and feel that inexhaustible conscious contact that always connects all of us. If I go deep into me and you go deep into you, I'll see you there. And from there, all together we say, Namaste. Oh, what a good class. You guys did so good. So the first thing I do is I just bid adieu, arrivederci, adios, and Auf Wiedersehen to the